Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the Arctic North, more specifically Brainerd, I'm going with Brainerd, Minnesota, the home of this man, Paul Bunyan. Now there is no legendary figure more associated with Minnesota than Bunyan here. Let me see if I can climb up. Oh, it's icy. Alright, I've got my head precariously placed in the groin of Paul Bunyan. Let's take a look. What a man. What a man is Paul Bunyan. Not only a true Midwestern legend, but a true American legend is Paul Bunyan. He's what every American wants to be. A giant, legendary man that just goes around doing awesome things. You just love the stories, how they've grown to just ridiculous proportions. You know, the old story just basically started him out as just a big dude who was good at cutting down trees. It evolved into this massive giant of a man, 30, 40, 50 feet tall, like Godzilla and King Kong sized, creating such wonderful things as the Mississippi River, as he dragged his axe behind him and created the largest river in the United States. You know, they call Minnesota the land of 1,000 lakes. Well, apparently those are all his footprints, and along as his blue ox. I always love the blue ox. Babe. I think she was Babe blue because I think Paul found her frozen, and somehow it didn't kill her, it just turned her blue. But yes, all the wonderful folklore, all the wonderful stories. So I love Paul Bunyan. I am absolutely fascinated with Paul Bunyan. Him and Johnny Appleseed to me are the two quintessential American icons. So here in Minnesota, I wanted to set out to find Paul Bunyan, the real Paul Bunyan. So I'm not looking for a real 90-foot bearded maniac. I am looking for the real Paul Bunyan, because the real Paul Bunyan, he lies in here, and that's where I'm going to find him. Follow me. Now, I first set out to find Paul Bunyan. I thought the best way would just be to head off into the woods of Minnesota and just live the way Paul would have lived. And I thought about it, and I thought maybe I might freeze and die. So my second thought to find the true meaning of Paul Bunyan was to come to this amusement park, Paul Bunyan Land, here in Paul Bunyan's hometown of Brainerd, Minnesota. I'm sorry. I apologize. Brainerd, Minnesota. But anyways, I show up here at Paul Bunyan Land, and it's closed. Much like Clark Griswold, I drove all this way to find a closed amusement park in an empty parking lot. As a consolation prize, though, I do have this awesome giant babe, the blue ox. How you doing, babe? So, very cool. Look at this. This thing is huge. Now, they do have a Paul Bunyan here. It's actually a giant animatronic Paul Bunyan that you can have a conversation with, which I so badly wanted to see. Fortunately, I did have a chance to go to Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota, and see a quite impressive animatronic Paul Bunyan over there. Oh my god, look at that. There's Babe, Paul Bunyan. Oh, so cool. Okay, I was walking around the perimeter here of Paul Bunyan Land to see if I could maybe catch a glimpse of Paul, but I found something else giant and oversized. Look at these dinosaurs. There's some velociraptors back there. There's a poor little triceratops. Looks like there's some trailers back there. Looks like we got Norman Bates' house back there. Okay, I'm guessing this over here is Paul Bunyan's shopping cart, maybe? Yep, you see there's a little normal shopping cart down there. And there's Big Paul's shopping cart. He's going shopping. Now here we have an interesting interpretation of Babe the Blue Ox. Check this out. I guess this is Babe the Scuba Ox. It's actually pretty cool. One of the major landmarks here in the little town of Brainerd, Minnesota, is this impressive looking water tower right here. This is because of the association, because this is Paul Bunyan's hometown. This is known as Paul Bunyan's flashlight. I don't know if light ever shoots out of the top. That would be pretty cool. That is a pretty sweet looking water tower. Very unique looking. Alright, here Royalton, Minnesota at Treasure City, which is a massive gift shop over here. They actually have a comic foreground that actually lays out the entire Paul Bunyan family. Let's check this out. Of course, we got Paul Bunyan there. I apologize that he has no face. We got Paul Bunyan and Babe's over there, but we see some additional characters here. Lucette, which is Paul Bunyan's wife. Now, I always thought that Lucette was a normal-sized person, but she's appearing giant in here, so I may have my facts crossed with that. There's actually a statue of Lucette up in Hackensack, Minnesota. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up there. And over here's Babe. And here we have, looks like Paul Bunyan's children. There's Paulette and Paul Jr., I guess, his children, and his dog, Woofy. Woofy the dog. Who knew that the pantheon of Paul Bunyan characters was so extensive? Alright, so what have we learned today? What have I learned today? I think I've learned a lot about myself as it relates to Paul Bunyan. In some ways, I feel like the spirit of Paul Bunyan lives in all of us. And I feel that it's important for me, personally, to carry on the legacy of Paul Bunyan and the great things he did. So, if you want to follow the legacy of Paul Bunyan and how I plan to carry that out, please subscribe and like, share, all that good stuff, and check out my website, www.thecarpetbagger.org.